Well, here we go, the last run of 2022. So here we are near Coral Beach. It's quite lovely through here. It's all very quiet now that all the tourists are gone, but still quite lovely to run through. So we got a nice easy run today. So I did a marathon 2 days ago, just for the hell of it, because I needed one last big run for the year. Then yesterday we went exploring, drove out to Samaria, around the mountains and stuff, which was really cool. So today we're just going to plod out on my usual 10k course, which is just out to a local park, around the park and back again. Nice and easy, nice and relaxed. Actually feeling really good, which is quite surprising. So one thing about this run, you can't complain about the scenery. Of course, you look at it this way as well, you get even more scenery. So those mountains up in the distance, that's where we were yesterday, which is a lovely drive. So I thoroughly recommend getting up into the mountains if you make it to Crete. But also, down here in Hania, it's also quite nice as well. And the air temperature is about 13-14 degrees. No wind to speak of. It is quite lovely weather for running, I can tell you that. And there's not much going on this time of day. So it's 31st of December. So pretty much everybody's just out walking the dogs, going out getting the morning coffee. And then everybody will be getting ready to celebrate New Year's tonight. And with any luck, we shall be there with them. If I can stay awake long enough. So it's quite lovely, this little route. It's mostly on road, but I like it because it's by the sea. You go through a bunch of little parks on the way, and it's mostly quiet, even in tourist season, where most of these parks are just thronged with tourists. It's kind of the quietest route that I've found so far, where I don't have to deal with busy streets all the time. Because you take your life in your hands crossing the road here. Alrighty, so we're just ticking along. Body's not feeling too bad. As I say, I did a marathon a couple of days ago. Ran from our place out to Stavros Beach, which is where Zorba the Greek was filmed. And then came back via the airport. Just ticking along, not trying to break any speed records or anything, just exploring stuff and taking photos on the way. Which was quite a lovely way to spend the day, really. And today's just a recovery run. So just getting the legs moving again. And as I say, not feeling too bad, not really any aches and pains. A little bit of stiffness. But you kind of expect that. But apart from that, actually feeling really good. And here we are now in a little park. This is about 4.5 kilometres from my house. So nice, made a warm up, and then the circumference of the park is around 800 metres. So normally this is where I put the foot down and go hard for the 800 metre circuit, but not today. We're just going to take it nice and easy. This is quite lovely, and they've maintained the track here. Towards the end of summer it was a bit rough. They come through and resurface the whole thing, which is really nice. This is a very popular park. It's usually crammed full of kids, dogs, old people out for a walk. It's a really nice community park. There's quite a few of these here, which is really, really nice. Okay, that's the turn done. I can nearly hit for home. Going past the site of the unfortunate race incident that occurred earlier this year. This is a little peninsula of land that sticks out. It's all rocky. A few nice little trails running through there. So one afternoon I decided to go for a run on the way back from the park. Around the peninsula, take some photos, as you do. And I'm running along. Runner comes the other way. You know, give him a wave. No worries. Another runner comes along. Get out of his way. Yeah, he's going pretty hard in the hot sun. Step around a couple of rocks with some weird arrows painted on the ground, which is what the hell that's all about. A couple more runners come past, and now I'm thinking, well, maybe this is a club thing. There's a running club and they're all out for a run, and have a hook up with them maybe, something like that. But no, what I've done, I stepped into the middle of a race. And I was running the circuit in the wrong direction. So of course then I'm stuck in the middle of this race trying to find the way out, because I'm way out on the peninsula. The only way to get out is to follow the course in the wrong direction. Well, these poor sods are racing as hard as they can in the boiling hot sun. I felt a right numpty, I can tell you that. So I didn't run around that area for about a month afterwards. So not only do you get the views going out, but now you get them going back as well. I'm not sure if you can see this over my shoulder. There's a big bluff way off in the distance. That's Stavros. That's where the film for Zorba the Greek was filmed. That's where I ran to a couple of days ago. So it's about 16 kilometres from my house out to there, which is quite an interesting wee run. So we'll just take a short detour. There's a local high point in the city where you get some views over everything. It's not very high, but it'll do. And so there you have it. Wander around the perimeter a bit. So this is where all the cool kids hang out. I think it's supposed to be a little early in the day for cool kids. Just little old men that go for a run and hang out up here. But it's quite lovely. You can look down over the city, and you've got the Venetian harbour there. More churches than you can poke a stick at. And facing around into the sun, I don't know if you'll be able to see that, you've got all the mountains. And they're actually surprisingly close. So to get out into the mountains, there's only about 15-kilometre drive, depending on which way you go. So it's actually, and it's a nice road out that way as well. Particularly the road out to Samaria, because it's a very popular tourist spot, and there's loads of buses going out there every day in the summertime. The road is really well maintained, so it's most of it's at motorway level for New Zealand, really. So it's new seal, nice and wide. Some really fun bendy bits, and really pretty. And we went through 2 mobs of sheep on the road. It was just like being home again. Okay, so now we're going to get down to the bottom of here, drop down to the main street, which is just down here, and then head for home. We're about 300 metres from my house. And there it is, the last one for 2022 done. So wherever you are, I hope you had a good year. I hope next year is good for you. Happy New Year, and we'll catch you in the next one.